Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. This is Tanush, and we'll be discussing about the transit of Jupiter to Cancer, which already happened yesterday. So I'm a little late due to my busy schedule. I couldn't make the video. So Jupiter has moved from the sign of Gemini to the sign of Cancer, where it gets exalted. It comes to its most powerful Rashi, most powerful point, wherein it gives excellent results. So before we start, I would like to speak 3 points, and I request my audience to listen to these 3 points before you jump to your ascendant. So the first one is people who are going through Sadesati, meaning people who are Pisces ascendant, who are Aries ascendant, Pisces moon sign, Aries moon sign, and who are Aquarius moon sign. So because Saturn is retrograde in transit, it's giving tough time, and especially for Pisces moon sign, if Saturn is transiting over your moon, retrograde over your moon, and it's in it's at the same degrees as your moon, then you might be facing a lot of challenges. So this transit of Jupiter to the sign of Cancer is going to ease up a lot of things in your life, because it's going to aspect the sign of Pisces, and it surely is going to bring in a lot of relief, right? Because Pisces is its own sign. Now the second thing is people who are going through Jupiter Mahadasha, people are going through Moon Mahadasha, excellent time. This would be one of the best times of your life, right? I mean, a lot depends upon where Jupiter is placed, but irrespective of that also, it's going to be one of the powerful phases in your life. Now Jupiter is the Karaka of, meaning it holds lordship, or it controls the second house, the fifth house, the seventh house, obviously the ninth house, the main dharma house, the 11th house of gains. So it holds kind of lordship of all these houses, apart from Sagittarius and Pisces. So this transit, Jupiter becoming powerful, is surely a welcome move, and it's going to give awesome results, right? Now let's talk about dates. Jupiter has entered into the sign of Cancer on 18th of October. It's going to be in the sign of Cancer till 5th of December. So till 11th of November it would be direct. From 11th of November it would retrograde in the sign of Cancer, and on 5th of December it would go back to Gemini in retrograde motion, and it's going to be retrograde till 11th of March, after which it goes direct. Now Jupiter is Atichari in the sense its speed is unusually high. It happens. So this phenomenon happens once in 7-8 years, and within 5 months it has moved to the next sign. So it is very fast, and it also gives results very fast. Now one thing you need to understand is you have to catch the opportunity, or identify the opportunity which Jupiter is giving you during this period, because it's a short stay, after which it would go back to Gemini, and this is a very powerful time, right? So why? Because Jupiter is exalted, very happy, and Jupiter is very fast moving, and it will give results very fast. So very powerful time. You can achieve many things. Achieve in the sense, it can be starting of a very good or very powerful phase in your life. So we'll speak about the results, ascendants and everything, but it's a wonderful time, a very special time. Do utilize this time. Now Jupiter, when it comes it has already come into the sign of Cancer, it's very happy, and when it retrogrades and goes back to Gemini, it now has tasted the higher taste, or the pleasure of being in the sign of Cancer. And when it goes back to Gemini, it still remembers the time which it spent there, the happiness which it has actually seen there, or the higher taste, and it would be in the sign of Gemini, but it would be eager to to transit to Cancer. So what I'm trying to say is, even though it would be in the sign of Gemini, it will still carry the flavor of Cancer, meaning whatever endeavors we start during this period, whatever activities we start during this period, can become, a starting point where you can achieve many good things. Because June 2026, Jupiter is going to come to the sign of Cancer, stay there for 1 year, right? So let us speak about what results it would be giving for each ascendant. So Aries, my Aries friends, Jupiter is going to transit to your 4th house. Wonderful transit, because 4th house is the sign of Cancer. Natural Kal Chakra Kundali also, it's Cancer. Jupiter is there, very happy. From there it aspects the 8th house, the 10th house and the 12th house, and it is a lot of your Bhagyasthan, your lot of your fortune, meaning the lot of your 9th house and the 12th house. So what kind of results you can experience during this time is, if you are going through Jupiter or Moon Mahadasha, especially Moon Mahadasha, and if you had planned to purchase any property or apartment or renovate or start construction, this would be the right time for you to start with those activities, right? So you can, if you want to purchase, this is a wonderful time. You can go ahead and purchase land or apartment. Wonderful time. If you have planned to purchase any vehicle, yes, this is the right time for you to purchase vehicle, right? Now your ties with your mother would be very strong during this period. You would express your emotions to your mother, and the environment at your home would be very, very happy environment. Now from there, Jupiter aspects the 8th house, the 10th house and 12th house. So when Jupiter from 4th house aspects the 10th house, it will bring in new opportunity at your workplace. So if you are looking for a job change and you are going through a favorable dasha, then this would be a good start for you, right? So either you would get a wonderful opportunity, or like I said, it can be start of a new period, which you will actually, the results of which you can see once Jupiter comes back to Cancer in June 2026, right? So this can be a phase wherein you would be building the things, you would be laying the foundation, strong foundation to build something wonderful, right? So if at all you want to change job, you can do it. If at all you want to take some new role, you can start working towards that. You want to learn new things, wonderful time, just go ahead and do that. Now this is also a time of travel, I would say, because from 4th house, Jupiter being the lord of your 9th and 12th house, from 4th house it is aspecting the 12th house. So if you had plans to travel for higher education, especially students, wonderful time. You can start preparing for exam, or you can start the visa process. Very good time. It would be very favorable for you, very favorable. If at all you are on spiritual quest and you want to meet some guru, or proper guru, or you want to endeavor on the path, excellent time, because it's a lot of your 9th and 12th house and aspecting the 8th and 12th house. Excellent time, right? So if you are struggling with some unknown issues because of the 8th house, Jupiter, if you are going through the dasha of 8th house, Jupiter's aspect on your 8th house would ease up many things. It would ease up many things, right? So overall, for Aries ascendant, a wonderful time. Many things would happen during this period, and like I said, it can be start of a new project in your life, or a new time period, I would say, or a new dimension in your life. So just explore all the avenues and start working in that direction, right? Now Taurus, Jupiter is transiting to a 3rd house. It would aspect the 7th, the 9th and the 11th house. So we spoke, right? Jupiter is the karaka of 7th, 9th and 11th house. So it would be aspecting those house, and it is a lot of your 8th and 11th house of gains. Now a very special period, right? So why? Because 3rd house is the house of initiative. So even though Jupiter is not very comfortable being in the third house, but because it's a sign of its exaltation, it gets that comfort feeling. And third house represents, your endeavors, starting of new initiatives. So if you had planned to start something new, which can be anything, so this can mark, the starting point of your project, or whichever line of business or line of work you want to get into, right? So excellent time. Start working in that direction and you will see awesome results. You can experience, many good things the next 2 years. Now from there, Jupiter is aspecting your 11th house, where Saturn is placed there and is retrograde currently. So retrograde Saturn, if it is giving you some tough times, Jupiter would ease up those things, because Jupiter is the lord of your 11th house, Pisces, where Saturn is sitting. So it would ease up things, and it will give you wonderful opportunities, because Saturn is the lord of your 10th house. It has gone to the 11th house of gains, and Jupiter, which is a sign of Jupiter, obviously Pisces, and Jupiter being exalted and looking at Pisces, where Saturn is sitting, so it's looking at Saturn, it would give you wonderful opportunities. So generally Jupiter and Saturn, whenever they aspect each other or come together, they bring in a lot of opportunities. I mean, there is a struggle between them, but it brings in a lot of good opportunities, right? So you can experience many good opportunities during this period. Now, because it's looking at your 11th house, and the 11th house Lord Saturn is in the 11th house itself, you can experience good monetary gains. You can probably get the promotion you are looking for, or if you are looking for a job change, a wonderful period. Start working in that direction, right? So you have to utilize this period, because again Jupiter would go back to the second house. It's not very bad there, but again it would come back to your third house in June. So whatever endeavors or whatever foundation you lay during this period would start giving results from June next year, right? So excellent transit for you, excellent transit. Now it is aspecting your 7th house. People who are unmarried, who want to get into the institution of marriage, you will find your soulmate. If your marriage is getting delayed, you'll find the right alliance for you and you can get married. People who are looking for getting into relationship, excellent time. Jupiter is also aspecting your 9th house and the 11th house, right? So it strengthens your bhagya, meaning things would favor you during this period. And because it's aspecting the 11th house, like I said, it marks increase of wealth, right? So it is looking at the lord of 11th house, it is looking at the 11th house, and then it would retrograde and go back to second house of wealth. So the house of wealth is getting activated for you, right? Already when Saturn transited there, it marked actually the beginning of monetary gains. But if you were going through some rough patch, rough dasha, or you are going through sadhisati, then this transit would actually give you very good results. And when Jupiter goes back to the sign of Gemini on 5th of December, you will still continue to experience those results, and slowly and steadily, because Saturn is involved, slowly and steadily you will see very good progress. Good time, Taurus Ascendant guys, you can utilize that properly. Now, why I am saying you can utilize this, the next transit of Saturn, which would happen after 2 years, Saturn would be getting into the sign of Aries, your 12th house, where it gets debilitated. So even though Saturn is a Yokaraka planet for you, the equation will change. You will not get as many opportunities as you are getting now. Things would get little tough, because it's Saturn entering into the sign of Aries, ruled by Mars, where it is not comfortable, right? So this period is very strong, utilize it. Now Gemini friends, very, very special period for you. Excellent period, I would say. And if you look back, during 2014 and 2015, when Jupiter had come to the sign of Cancer, and look what kind of opportunities you got in your life, or what good things happened in your life, right? You can just go back, visit that memory, and see, what all things happen. So you are going to experience a similar kind of trend during the stay of Jupiter in Cancer. Excellent transit. So why, we'll see. Saturn is currently in your 10th house in a retrograde position, right? So Saturn is retrograde, not very happy being retrograde, and as it is, Saturn is not quite comfortable in the sign of Pisces. But because it's the 10th house, it gets good directional strength, right? Now Jupiter in the Lagna is not at all bad, but Jupiter was not comfortable when it was in the sign of Aries, meaning your 11th house, because Rahu was there. Then it went to the sign of Taurus, the 12th house, where it's not very comfortable in the sign of Taurus. I mean, it adapts surely, but it's against its principles. Then it went to the sign of Gemini right now. So again, it adapts. It's not bad, it's good. But now, after long time, Jupiter is getting into the sign of Cancer, your second house, and getting exalted, right? So when it gets to a second house is the house of wealth, house of savings, right? So you can experience, monetary gains. Your savings would yield good returns during this period. And from second house, it aspects the 8th house. So if you are dealing with any kind of ancestral issues, ancestral property issues, or your family property issues, this is the right time, because Saturn is coming to the second house and aspecting the 8th house. Excellent time. You will be able to resolve all those issues, and you will actually, time will work in your favor. And if you are going through a positive dasha, then things would happen very fast, because like I said, Jupiter is Atichari, meaning it's in fast motion and it gives results very fast, right? Now from second house, it is also aspecting the 10th house. So if you are looking for a job change, new opportunity, promotion, or if you are looking at starting some new business venture or some new initiative, a very good time, because from second house it looks at the 10th house where Saturn is placed, and it starts giving new opportunities to you. So these, even though it's for a very short time, it's till 5th of December, but this time is quite sufficient, because remember that Jupiter is in Atichari motion. It's very fast and it has the capacity to give results very fast. So Gemini people, excellent transit. It will ease up many things to you, because from second house it's going to aspect your 6th house. So if you are going through some sort of struggle, some sort of health issues, some sort of court cases, litigations, then this Jupiter has come to resolve those issues. So start working in the direction. It is aspecting the 10th house, so your career front will now become active, and it has come here to give new opportunities, new role, or growth. So it's a period of growth. And like I said, if you want to just understand what sort of growth, look back at 2014 and 2015. So if you were going through a moderate or a good dasha during that period, then what Jupiter gave you then is what you will be experiencing during this period, right? So excellent period, Gemini Ascendant guys, utilize the period. Now for Cancer Ascendant, Jupiter is coming to your Lagna, right, to a first house. It aspects the 5th house, the 7th house, the 9th house, and like we discussed, Jupiter is the Karaka of 5th, 7th and 9th house, right? So it is looking at all the auspicious houses, the Dharma trine becomes active. It's also looking at the 7th house, and it is the Lord of your 6th and 9th house, right? Cancer Ascendant guys, just keep one thing in your mind. Even though Jupiter gets exalted in your ascendant, right? But for you, Jupiter is also the Lord of your 6th house. So 6th house is the house of struggle, house of enemies, house of blocks, hurdles, right? So when Jupiter comes here, even though Jupiter is very happy being in your ascendant, it's going to give you good results, but it comes with the flavor of 6th house. So meaning you will have to struggle a little bit. You might experience some adverse situations, but you will have to face those, obviously, resolve those. But surely Jupiter will give you good results. With struggle, good results, right? So that is what is Jupiter's transit predicting for you. Right now it looks at your 5th house, 7th house and 9th house. So people who are planning to have children, Cancer ascendant guys, excellent time. People who want to get into romantic relationships, any sort of relationship, excellent time, because Jupiter is looking at the 5th house and 7th house, right? So excellent time. People who are into relationship and want to commit it to the next level of marriage, excellent time again, because Jupiter is looking at your 7th house, right? People who were planning to get married and have not got married yet due to various reasons, excellent time, right? You will find the right person in your life and you can get married, right? Now if you are planning to travel, this could be a very good time, because Jupiter is looking at the 9th house of travel, and it has come from the 12th house and getting back to the 12th house, right? So if you are planning to travel, then you can start, like if you are a student, start writing exams, apply for visa and all those things. Things will work out in your favor if you are going through a good dasha, surely. Now people who are students who are aspiring for higher education, now this period especially for students is going to be a good one, because it aspects the 5th house and the 9th house, and 9th house is the house of higher education. So if students have planned to do your masters, your PhD, and you want to write exams, or you couldn't crack the exam earlier, this would be a very good time, right? So start working in that direction, because Jupiter would get into the sign of Cancer, and it would go back to Gemini, but again come back in the month of June, right? So good time with some challenges. Leo ascendant guys, right? Jupiter is transiting to your 12th house, getting exalted there. It aspects your 4th, 6th and 8th house, and it lords your 5th house and 8th house. So it's the lord of your 5th house, very powerful house, right? Now it's in the 12th house getting exalted, so it depicts three things. One is you might have to travel during this period, or if you were planning to travel is on the cards, surely, right? So you will get opportunity to travel, or you will be forced to travel based on the dasha which you are going through, right? And it would be good. Now second is expenditure. So surely Jupiter is predicting that there would be some sort of expenditure, and it might be for a good cause, because from the 12th house it is aspecting your 4th house. So it might be towards purchase of some property, settling some land dispute, because it's also aspecting at 6th house. So towards settlement of some land issues. It can be towards beautification of your home, interiors, purchase of new vehicle. So it can be any reason, right? So you will have to spend money for a good cause. It would be for a good cause. You'll have to spend money. Now it is aspecting your 6th house and 8th house. So any sort of litigations, court cases, or if you are going through some sort of health issues which is taking good amount of time for you to diagnose and come out of, Jupiter is going to help you during this period, because it's a very powerful transit of Jupiter getting into its own sign and aspecting the 6th and 8th house, right? So if you are going through some sort of health issue from long time, doctors are not able to diagnose those issues, then this would be the right period, right? So because it's looking at the 6th house and the 8th house of secret issues, sudden events, right? So a very good period. If you are struggling due to some reason, like if you are experiencing some sudden events in your life, because Saturn is in your 8th house right now. So originally Saturn is the Karaka of the 8th house, and Saturn in the 8th house is surely capable of giving sudden events. If you are Pisces moon sign and you are going through peak phase of Sadhisati, this transit of Jupiter is going to ease up a lot of things. Surely it's going to ease up a lot of things, right? So for Leo ascendants, surely it's a good transit. You will have to spend some money, right? So you'll have to spend some money on travel, on medication, on settling some issues, disputes, litigation, but that would be for your betterment, right? So I would say it's a good transit. Be a little careful with spending your money. I mean, you cannot help that, but surely you'll have to spend money. Virgo ascendant guys, Jupiter is the lord of your 4th and 7th house. Two very, very important houses, two Kendra houses. It is transiting to your 11th house. Excellent transit. Excellent transit. It is transiting to the house, 11th house, which is the house of fulfillment of your hopes and wishes, your desires, right? So if you are struggling with getting some of your desires, very important desires, fulfilled, meaning you were chasing after something like you are looking for new job opportunity, travel, connecting with people, struggling with your network circle, had issues with your elder siblings, this transit can resolve many issues, because Jupiter is getting exalted in your 11th house. Excellent timing, excellent time. So you can achieve many things during this period, right? So one is on the job front, right? So because it's coming to your 11th house, it indicates increase in your monetary gains. If you want to start any new initiative in your life, which can be anything, a new line of business, a new job opportunity, or it can be a YouTube channel, or start something from home, or anything, Now why I'm saying is you can start anything from home is Jupiter is also the lord of your 4th house, right? 4th house is the home front, right? So if you want to start anything, a new line of business or a new initiative, excellent time, because from 11th house it aspects the 3rd house of new initiatives, new line of business, right? So very good. Your relation with your elder sibling and your younger sibling would actually be very good, because from 11th house it is also aspecting the 3rd house. Your friend circle will be good. You will meet new people during this period. You will connect with your friends and have very good time with them. It also aspects your 5th house. So people who are in share market, if your 5th house lord is strong enough and your 11th house lord, meaning your moon, is also placed well, then this period can yield you very good returns in share market. So you can consider investing in shares during this period. Just have a look at your dasha, 5th and 11th house lord positions, and based on that you can take calculated risk, or you can just go ahead and invest your money in shares. It will surely give you very good returns. And Jupiter is going to stay in the sign of Cancer, meaning your 11th house, from next year 2026 June to 2027 June, right? So you can invest in stocks looking at long-term perspective goals, right? So that would be very good. So from long-term perspective, it's going to yield wonderful results, right? Very good time. Now it's also aspecting the 7th house. So it is aspecting the 5th house and 7th house. So especially people who wanted to have children, there were some delays, or they are planning now. Excellent time, do plan. You will be quite successful in your endeavor. People who want to get married, people who are in a relationship, excellent time. And people who want to commit their relationship into marriage, wonderful time, because it's aspecting the 5th house and the 7th house. And people who are looking for their soulmate, or to get into relationship with proper person, you will be able to find proper person during this period. And because Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer, it also shows that emotionally you will be involved with your partner, meaning your spouse, or if you are into a relationship with your partner, right? It would be more of an emotional relationship, right? So Virgo ascendant guys, this transit is coming to give you a lot of things. Now have a look at your dasha surely, but irrespective of that, even if your dasha is bad, things would get better. And if your dasha is good, it would be an extraordinary period for you, right? You need to utilize this period to best of your ability. Now for Libra ascendant guys, Jupiter is transiting to your 10th house. It aspects your 2nd, 4th and 6th house. and it is the lord of your third and sixth house, right? So not a very good planet for you, I would say, because it's a lot of third house and sixth house where Jupiter is not at all comfortable, but it's transiting to your 10th house and getting exalted. So generally it is said wherever Jupiter transits, whichever house, you will have to put more endeavors there, because originally it's a lot of your third house and also the sixth house. So you will have to put in extra efforts, but those efforts will yield very good results during this period. Now, because it is coming to your 10th house and getting exalted, you will get wonderful opportunities at your job place. Your relationship with your managers, your colleagues, your teammates would now get more emotional, right? Emotionally, you will be able to connect with people, and the relationship and ties would strengthen during this period, and it would actually form a very good bond and a platform for your growth, right? It's also aspecting the 4th house. So if you are going through the 4th house dasha, meaning Saturn Mahadasha, and you were planning to purchase some house, land, renovate your home, or you are planning to purchase a new vehicle, this would be the ideal time for you to purchase, and if you miss this opportunity, no issues. Next year June, again Jupiter is going to come back to the sign of Cancer, to your 10th house, and aspect the 4th house for almost like 1 year, right? So but this, if you are planning, you are very near to commit to it, then during this period things would actually happen. Surely it would happen. It also aspects your 6th house, right? Its own sign. So if you are going through some health issues, if some litigations are there, some court cases are pending, this transit can ease up a lot of things, because what is happening is Saturn is right now in your 6th house, and Saturn can delay things beyond our imagination. So 6th house is also the house of diseases, and if Saturn comes here and Saturn is giving you any issues, right? So because it is Saturn, it will be a prolonged thing. It would actually continue for a long time beyond our expectation. Now that Jupiter has come to your 10th house and it aspects its own house, it will ease up a lot of things. If you are going through any health issues, you will find solution during this period, and like court cases or litigations you will get a chance to resolve it. You will surely get a chance to resolve it, or things would move in your favor, right? And Jupiter is going, it would go back to the sign of Gemini and come back to the sign of Cancer next year. So it's a long transit, I would say. Once Jupiter comes to Cancer and goes back to Gemini, it would have tasted, that higher taste of being in Cancer. And even though it goes back to your 9th house in the sign of Gemini, it now is waiting to come back to Cancer. So the mood is more of giving positive results, right? So a very good time from the perspective of your career growth, finding new opportunities, strengthening your ties in your current organization, and this will form an impetus for your growth the next year, right? Purchasing property, like I said, excellent time, and your bonding with your mother would be very emotional during this period. So Libra ascendant guys, it's a mixed one, I would say, but things would actually move in your favor. Now Scorpio ascendant guys, the transit of Saturn is Jupiter is to your 9th house, right, which is the original house of Jupiter in the Kal Chakra Kundali, and now that it is getting exalted in the 9th house, it becomes very strong. It becomes extremely strong, and it aspects your Lagna, your 1st house, 3rd house, and 5th house. Very good houses, right? And it's lord of your 2nd and 5th house. So it is the lord of your 2nd house. 2nd house is house of wealth, house of your savings, your family front, your ancestral properties. So when Jupiter comes to 9th house, first thing is, if you are on spiritual quest, this is going to be an excellent time. You will find the right spiritual master, the right spiritual teacher or guru, and they would actually guide you on the right path. Your relationship with them would be more of emotional, right? You will be able to connect to them during this period. Now from there, it also shows travel. 9th house is also the house of travel, and Jupiter getting exalted there, if you were looking for any opportunity to travel on your work, excellent time, right? Even students who wanted to travel for their higher studies and couldn't make it, or who are planning to write exams and apply for visa and everything, excellent time, because Jupiter will be here. It would go back to your 8th house and then come back here and stay there for 1 year. So things would start moving in a positive direction on those fronts. It is also aspecting your 3rd house, right? So 3rd house is the house of new initiatives. It is the house of your efforts. So during this period, your efforts would be much better. You will be able to connect with your siblings more emotionally during this period. And if you were planning to start anything new, meaning any new initiative, new line of business, or a simple thing as a YouTube channel, or start something from new like consulting or something, this would be an excellent time for you. Just go ahead, because Jupiter will be in Cancer, go back to Gemini, and will be in Cancer for 1 year, right? So this would be the foundation for starting something new, this short stay of Jupiter in the sign of Cancer, right? It is also the lord of your 5th house. Very good time for students and people who actually were planning to have children, couldn't due to various reasons, medical reasons, or whatever may be the reason. This transit would help you to overcome whatever health issues you had and have children. Very good time, right? Excellent time for Scorpio, because it is the lord of your 2nd and 5th house, two very good houses, and originally Jupiter is the Karaka of 2nd and 5th house, right? So very good time, you can utilize this, right? So now Sagittarius ascendant people, Jupiter would transit your 8th house. It would aspect your 12th house, the 2nd and 4th house, and it is the lord of your 1st and 4th house. Two very, very good houses, two excellent houses. Jupiter has lordship. 1st house and 4th house, two Kendra houses, right? Now it's coming to 8th house of sudden events. Now it is getting exalted there. So what we can expect is, if you were going through some sort of situation for which you had no solution, you didn't find any reason for that, like health issues, doctors are not able to diagnose the reason and everything, this transit of Jupiter can actually show you, or it can give you the right direction. It can show you things on the ground, right? You will actually come to know what were the issues which were troubling you, and you will be able to resolve, right? Your ties with your in-laws would strengthen now, and your joint assets with your spouse would increase, during this period, right? Also you can expect some sort of sudden events. Now good or bad basically depends upon the original placement of Jupiter in your chart, right? Now it aspects the 12th house, so this indicates spending of money. Reason can be a sudden event, which may be probably you suddenly decide to travel, or it can be any sudden event, and you'll have to spend in some extra money. It also aspects your 2nd and 4th house, right? So 4th house is the sign of Pisces, its own house, and Saturn is there. So Sagittarius ascendant guys are facing tough situations because Saturn is in your 4th house. Saturn is not very comfortable in the 4th house, and it surely gives some issues. On home front, probably your mother might be going through some sort of health crisis or health issues, or if your relationship with your mother has strained, then this transit would actually ease up many things, because from your 8th house where Jupiter is exalted, it's going to aspect the 4th house where Saturn is placed, and it's going to control, the malefic effects of Saturn. And if you are a Pisces moon sign and going through Sarasati, then you will experience lot of relief during this period. Lot of relief, significant relief, right? And 5th of November, anyway, Saturn is going to go direct, right? So Jupiter would be there till 5th of December. So, things would be much better. You will be able to manage things, easily. If you are facing some sort of legal issues or litigation with land or property, especially ancestral property, then this transit of Jupiter will actually help you to resolve those things amicably, right? So for Sagittarius ascendant guys, this would be a kind of mixed transit, but more towards positive, because originally Jupiter is the lord of your 1st and 4th house and getting exalted in the 8th house. Capricorn ascendant guys, Jupiter is transiting to your 7th house, and it aspects 3 very good houses from there: the 11th house, your Lagna, and the 3rd house, and it is the lord of your 12th and 3rd house, right? So actually it's not a very good planet for you, meaning not a very favorable planet for you, because it holds the lordship of your 3rd house and your 12th house. So 12th house becomes a Mool Trikon Rashi of Jupiter, Sagittarius, right? So what you can expect is, during this period, if you are going through some sort of issues or difference of opinion, worst cases you are going through kind of situation of separation with your spouse, then this transit of Jupiter can actually do wonders. It can be a turnaround situation for you, wherein things would actually work out. You will re-strengthen your ties with your spouse, or if you are in a relationship, you can re-strengthen your ties with your partner. And in worst cases, if things are not good for you, then it can be a decisive transit wherein Jupiter might actually make things happen, like separation might happen during this period, if at all that relationship is not good for you, right? Now from 7th house, it aspects your Lagna. So this shows a change in your personality, because Saturn is getting exalted in your 7th house and aspecting your Lagna. A change of personality, a change of your outlook towards life is indicated. It would be more positive, it would be more emotional. So your connect with people, connect with your family, with your spouse would be more emotional during this period. And hence, I said that if you have any difference of opinion with your spouse, this time is like a emotional time wherein you would go back in the memory lane and think about the good things, and that can change many things. It can change many things, right? So if you are going through some health issues, then because Jupiter is aspecting your Lagna, Jupiter will help you to actually solve those issues. It will help you with the right type of treatment, right type of diagnosis, and you will be able to handle the situation much better. Now it aspects, your 11th house. So 11th house is the house of fulfillment of hopes and desires, a very good house. And originally Jupiter is the Karaka of 11th house, right? So what would happen is, if you are looking for increase in your monetary gains, then this would happen during this period, right? It would surely happen, because Jupiter is aspecting, the 11th house and the 3rd house. So I'll come at the 3rd house later. So it's looking at the 11th house of gains, that to an exalted aspect from the 7th house. So how we can interpret this is, you can start a new line of business, a new line of work, new initiatives. So why I'm saying new is it's also aspecting the 3rd house of initiatives, starting something new. And if you were originally planning for this from some time, so you can actually go ahead with that. It will give you very good success, right? You can also start something new with your network circle. Your network circle would increase during this period. You will get a lot of help and support from your friends, from your network, from people of authority, from government. It would be a kind of helpful thing for you, this aspect of Jupiter. You will get a lot of help from your elder sibling also, right? So increase in gain, increase in good network circle, help from all sides, I would say, from siblings, from friends, from from your boss, from your authorities, from government is indicated here, right? So if you are planning to start something new because it's aspecting the third house, then you will get all these helps. You will get help from on different fronts. You will be able to easily start something new, and the results you will be able to see next year June. So this period would be a stable period wherein you will put in good amount of effort, but it will yield wonderful results when Saturn would come back to the sign of Cancer in the month of June in 2026. So if you want to start something new, this can be foundation. This can be a foundation. So just go ahead with that, right? Just go ahead with that. Now, if you are planning to travel, this can also be a good time because because of the aspect of Jupiter on the third house and Jupiter being the original lord of your 12th house, right? So Capricorn ascendant guys, it's going to be a good transit. So utilize, especially for starting something new, or it can be anything like a simple YouTube channel, or for students, you want to learn something new, some new language, some new programming language, some new language to communicate, anything. It can be anything, any endeavor. Just start. Now for Aquarius ascendant guys, Jupiter is transiting to the 6th house, and Jupiter is not very happy in the 6th house because it's the house of litigation. It also shows your work environment, struggle, hurdles, health issues, and Jupiter is opposite to all these principles, right? So it's not very happy being there, but because it's a point of its exaltation, it kind of adapts and try to try to solve issues related to 6th house. It will give you all sort of help, right? Because originally for Aquarius ascendants, Jupiter is the lord of your 11th and 2nd house, two wealth giving houses. Now what would happen is growth is surely indicated during this period, but it would be by overcoming hurdles, by overcoming issues, by overcoming even health issues. Growth would be there, monetary gains would be there, but again it will come with the package of little struggle, little hard work. But surely it will surely growth would be there because Jupiter is getting into the sign of exaltation, right? So put in efforts, take up the challenges, you will see good amount of growth during this period, right? Now it aspects your 10th house. So Jupiter coming to 6th house, getting exalted and aspecting the 10th house indicates that it will give you new opportunity at your workplace. So it can be a new role, it can be a new line of work, a new stream of work, or it can also be a new job, right? So if you're not happy with your job, you can start looking out for a new job, and Jupiter would surely give you that, right? So now what would happen is, if you get into a new job, it surely would be good, but initially you will have to struggle during your settling period, right? So with struggle, growth, like I said, is indicated. So if you are looking for a job change, very good time, you can just go ahead, right? It's also looking at the 12th house, and if you are planning for travel, excellent time, you can just go ahead, right? It's also looking at the 2nd house. So what it implies is, you will have to spend some amount of your savings on either health issues, that would be for a good cause. Resolving the health issues, taking treatment, or if any sort of litigation is there, then you will have to spend some amount of money to resolve those issues, right? Resolve those issues, court cases, and environment at your workplace. You will have to now be little disciplined. You will have to connect with people, during this period to experience the growth, right? So I would say With some challenges, it's going to be a good period, but with some challenges. Now, Pisces ascendant guys, Saturn is in your Lagna, and if your moon sign is Pisces, then struggle is surely indicated, because Saturn is retrograde, it's hovering over your moon, giving you a lot of issues on different fronts, right? So this transit of Jupiter would be a time of healing, a time of recovery, and a time of growth, right? So if you are going through Saraswati, a lot of relief. If you are going through some health issues due to Saturn being there, you will find some solutions, right? And for other people, it would be a wonderful time because Jupiter is a lot of your 10th house and the first house, and it's getting exalted in your 5th house, right? So it's very, very happy being in the 5th house. That is the first case. Second is it's exalted there. So what more, you need. So if you are going through Jupiter Mahadasha and not through Saraswati, if you are going through Jupiter Mahadasha and Jupiter is placed in a decent place, or if you are going through Moon Mahadasha and Moon is placed well in your chart, this period can be a start of a new era in your life, a new era of growth, right? Because from 5th house, it aspects the 9th house, the 11th house, and your Lagna. So 11th house is a house of gains, is a house of fulfillment of hopes and desires, right? So many good things are indicated by 11th house. It's the house of your growth, returns from your business, returns from your career. So you will see positive trends, in all these fronts. People who are planning to get married, excellent time. People who want to get into a relationship, excellent time. For students, they'll do very well in your exams or preparation for competitive exams. Very good time for them, right? It also looks at the 9th house. So again, if you are a student, want to get into your master's, PhD, or travel for your higher studies to foreign lands, excellent time, right? So Pisces ascendant guys, excellent time. Utilize the time, because whatever endeavors you put now during this period, during this short stay of Jupiter in Cancer, would give you excellent results during next year when Jupiter would come to your 5th house and stay there for 1 year, right? So this will form a foundation for any new initiative you take, foundation for travel. If you are planning to travel, you can start working in the direction, any sort of, new line of business, excellent time. Your children will do very good during this period because, Jupiter is coming to your 5th house, and you will have your emotional bonding with children would be, very strong during this period. Very, very strong. You will see your children doing very well in their exams and studies, which will give you a lot of happiness. Your overall personality would actually improve because Saturn in Lagna is kind of probably giving you some sort of personality issues, or you don't have clarity. Then Jupiter is going to heal all those things. Jupiter is surely going to heal all those things. And like I said, when Jupiter, even though it's a short stay, when it goes back to the sign of Gemini, meaning your 4th house, the rest of the stay of Jupiter in Gemini would be more towards transiting to the sign of Cancer, because it would have tasted that higher taste, that pleasure of being in Cancer. And it's in that mood that, my next transit is in Cancer, so let me spend time here, and then get to Cancer. So the mood of Jupiter is going to change. It will be more of a pleasant mood, so it would help you to deal with 4th house things, or results of 4th house would be good during that period, and even results of your 5th house, right? So 4th house, if you are planning to purchase any new property, house, or construct anything new, excellent period, right? So for Pisces ascendant guys, very good time. Utilize the time, and you'll see very good growth starting from next year, right? So guys, these were my thoughts on transit of Jupiter, short stay of Jupiter in the sign of Cancer. So I'll be back with another video. Thank you so much for watching.